yesterday with Neil. Neil came and gave me a hand. This project has been on the back burner for probably, well, it's been a long time anyway. It was stored at a friend's house for about a year, maybe 2 years, after breaking the diff. So we went up, replaced the diff, got the car home, and that wasn't good enough. Then we started trying to fit the bigger turbo to it. So we ended up with this. So built a manifold for it, got the turbo fitted up, and the idea was then to run a Speedwino standalone ECU, which isn't my strong point. It's not something I've ever done before. So it kind of stalled out. I tried to wire it in with the original wiring loom and try to keep everything tidy and not rip the standard wiring loom apart, but that didn't work. Just because I couldn't make it work. I'm just not that good with that sort of stuff. So Neil was kind enough to come give me a day yesterday, and it might not look like much. I'll show you what we've got here. That's a box of spaghetti, but it's not. What that is a full day of messing around with sensors, testing sensors, seeing if we can get the results we wanted to through the computer, and overall I think it was fairly successful. So we were able to make, we need a new throttle position sensor. The Volvo runs just a on-off switch because it's got like a mass airflow based system. The Speedwino is going to be running on a map based system. So we needed a full adjustable throttle position sensor. Tested that, coolant temp sensor, air intake temperature sensor. We're able to test our injectors, so we're getting the injectors doing something anyway on a turn of the engine, and we were able to utilize the Volvo standard crank sensor and get a signal from that, and also fire the injectors on every on a revolution. So all in all, long enough day, but pretty successful. Can't really complain. But there's still a lot of work to do. It's not wired in, it's sort of tested, the sensors are all tested. Now I have to order some parts, put it together more permanent, make a box for the ECU, some sort of to keep the elements out, some way of wiring it nicer. The standard plug's not great, so the idea would be to run a jumper cable from the 40-pin plug into some sort of terminal that I can actually just screw physical hard wires into, and then wire it from there. But everything works on the ECU side, so it's now just a case of making it permanent, making it tidy, and seeing if I can get the thing to fire up. So it's all currently stripped down. I need to get a freeze plug for that hole. Give it all a real good clean. I've taken the distributor off the back of the rocker cover there, as you can see here. So I won't need that distributor. I'm going to be running a separate coil pack, a smart coil. But what I do need to do is make something that'll fit on here, that will house a cam position sensor, because I want to run sequential ignition sequential injection. So I've got a crank signal, but I also need a cam position signal to run sequential. So that's today's job. do some measurements, draw something up, and maybe 3D print a prototype and see what we can make. See if we can make something work pretty easy without spending a fortune. The other thing I need to do is make an adapter so that I can run this Volvo 850 throttle position sensor on that dirty inlet manifold. So it's going to get it clean, and I'll measure up, make some drawings,